lovelies, nice to have you here. Today is going to be a really exciting video because look at what I'm wearing, guys. It's so funny. This is my mom's jacket from, I'm guessing, the late 80s, maybe early 90s, but it fits, which is really exciting because even about a week ago it did not. So that's one really exciting thing. But what it's like to put on a jacket with shoulder pads and my scarf so high and so voluminous is exploring the decades. So the last video I posted up was a 90s inspired blue eye, and it got me thinking, what other eras should I explore? What other eras influence how we dress and how we do our makeup today? So in my little search I remembered about Carmen Miranda, who was a beautiful woman. She was dubbed Brazilian bombshell in the 40s. She was a Portuguese-born Brazilian samba dancer. What was really cool about her is that she is forever remembered by these amazing Brazilian samba costumes, the fruit ball hats, and it turns out, I'm reading up on her, she was actually a hat designer. That was sort of how her career started. Lots and lots of movies since have kind of picked up on the influence she left on Hollywood. I'll leave some links below if you want to read up on her. Very interesting story. On to recreating one of her very wearable looks, because guys, you know, fashion's fun and everything, but there's no way I'm going to be telling anyone to be walking outside, especially on the streets of Melbourne, with a fruit bowl on their head. I mean, we haven't quite got that far yet. I've got this gorgeous, absolutely amazing, lusterful, just look how shiny it is. Luster. Picasso scarf. I'll actually show you the whole thing. So beautiful. This is from my mummy's collection. I wouldn't normally go for an orange. That's not really my colours, oranges and reds and golds. But it looks really cool, and I would say it's something that, you know, a Carmen Miranda costume would definitely feature. Not the Picasso, the colours. So I've got this all going on underneath, basically for the volume. So I've got my scrunchie again as always, and this is just to keep it all together, because this is a very sheer number. So I've got this triangle here. I'm going to make sure that I've got this tail down the front and that I won't lose it. I'm going to pull tight, so I've got that hanging down here. I'm going to pull really tight because this is a very slippery scarf, and then just crisscross. I'm just tying them off at the bottom of the bun. So not at the neck, but just the bottom of that bun, because I don't want it to slip, and I just, with this type of fabric, I think it will, unless I have it anchored to something. So I'm just going to pack away some of that, because then this will get arranged nicely, because all those oranges coming through, so pretty. And I'm just going to tuck away, slippery, tuck. And there's just these little slippery bits, they can just go in there as well. Look at that. Oh, this is so cool. Alright. So I've got this really tall looking turban and really cute sort of design feature, and you can arrange it to feature whatever part of the picture or part of the design or colours that you like. Okay, once you've got it secured in there. And I think that if it's going to be a silk scarf, for example, or slippery fabric, and you don't feel like it's going to hold that well, just put in a pin or something just to hold it in place. But I wouldn't dare risk doing anything to this scarf, so I think it'll be fine. Okay, now for makeup. Now, same sort of thing, reading about the fashion and the history and all that sort of stuff. What I found really interesting is in the early 40s, especially in America anyway, a lot of the men were up fighting in the Second World War, so women found themselves in very unfeminine jobs as engineers, mechanics, farmers, you know, sweaty, greasy jobs. I'll list all my resources down below. But what I found was femininity was actually really, really encouraged in the magazines. And it was really, really encouraged to send letters stained in lipstick kisses off to the soldiers at war as well, to sort of keep up morale and all that sort of thing. So definitely the beauty industry was full flog when there was a war on. Even though rations were low, even though things were perhaps hard to come by, very much still the go. One trend was just to wear foundation that was one shade darker, just to keep that glow. So actually really not that different to how it is now, where we like to use tanner and bronzer and things like that. So I'm going to go away and put on a bit of slightly dark foundation. So there I am, all a bit too dark. That's okay. I think they spoke a lot about was an overlined and a very red lip. So I don't have a red lip liner that I'm willing to use. So I'm going to go neutral with the overlining. And from what I gather, it was meant to be, I guess, to give it that kissable, plump lip. So I'm just going to overline a little bit into the middle here. And here. I think what the most important thing about overlining is that you don't overline in the corners, because you don't want to look like you're being silly. Because you're never going to be able to extend up yet. So you definitely want it to meet up in the corners again. But you definitely can go a little higher in the arch through the bow and back up again over the other arch. The same thing with the bottom lip. You can go definitely lower. Okay, overlined. I'm going to use a dark red called Kimono. Now, again, red is not my colour, but maybe if I lived in the 40s it would have been. I don't know. Ta-da! Oh my goodness. I really don't like red on me, but I'm feeling these 40s. Alright. The other thing that was definitely in abundance was a compact powder. And that was a really interesting thing that I found out, because my great-gran, who by the way hated red nails and red lipstick, but whatever, we won't go into that here, always had an extremely smelly, very talky powder. Always. Yeah, I just distinctly remember this orangey or peachy toned. It was just so, it was completely like baby powder, talky, stinky, almost like paint and chalk smell powder. I don't even remember what brand it was or anything like that. Anyway, so we'll go for powder puff, because that's what they would have had, and it did say to use a lighter shade of powder and plenty of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use it just to contour the light areas and set, you know, the important parts. And also because there's no concealer, I might just go heavier on the parts I'd like to conceal. Okay. I don't want to go too high, because remember we used that dark foundation, so I'd like to keep the contour at least around the top of the face. Okay, but definitely a light under eye to cover those tired bags that a homemaker may have found herself having a lot of, having to also then take on a physical job. I do believe there was a movie with Goldie Hawn that kind of visited that era. I don't know. If I find it, I'll post it. But yeah. Okay. And the mouth, so that doesn't crease later. Okay. Let's blend that in a little. Alright, almost done. Now, I left the cheeks bare on purpose because there was not really that much information on rouge or on blush or on anything like that. Probably because things were in pretty short supply. I would imagine that a lot of women would have used their lipstick to contour or blush their face. So what I'm going to do is just on my finger, I'm just going to take the excess of that red lipstick from my lipstick brush. I'm just going to go, and this is not something I would do on a normal makeup day, but I'm just going to go on the apples of the cheek. Now, how would they have blended? Do they just work it in, or? I'm not sure. Just rub it in. I feel a little bit like a clown, to be honest, but whatever. Let's work it in. It's probably because I hate red and I hate apples of the cheeks having any colour on them, but that's okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take what's left on this powder puff and then just set all of that product there as well. Okay, now onto the eyes. All of the photos that I saw had this beautiful browny, goldy kind of eye. So I haven't quite been able to figure out where they were getting these colours from, but perhaps there was an abundance of brown, but maybe not so much with the reds and things like that. So let's do a very, very neutral, simple, but very shimmery bronzed eye. Okay, I'm going to be dipping into my BH Cosmetics 120 colour 3rd edition palette. I'm going to go for a bronzy gold colour. There it is. I'm going to start applying just into the top of the lid and slightly blending up into the crease. Okay, just like that. Alright, and then I'm just going to swap brushes. I'm actually going to go for an even bigger crease brush, and I'm going to go for a brownier matte. I know it's all backwards, but I just feel like this is what I'm going to need to do to achieve the look. So that's my brownie matte, and just to sort of offset all that shimmer a little and just make it a little bit more natural looking again. Just like that. Just blend it out a little. Very cute. Now I don't have a clue what kind of mascaras were around in the 40s or pencils or anything like that, so I'm just going to go in and build up my eyelashes a little bit. Alrighty guys. So I put a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes just on the outside and really, really built up. I don't know if you can see that. Really, really built up those lashes on the top, just to give that open kind of doll-like look to the eyes. I'm kind of feeling more of a Lucille Ball than I am a Carmen Miranda right now. I don't know what it is. Maybe the orange. Got no idea. I guess it's a similar era. I'm really not sure. But yeah, I'm really, really digging this beautiful scarf and just how versatile it is. Probably because it's just so shiny. It's just, and the fact that it's square, really easy to wear. It is very, very slippery though. So if you are a beginner and you don't want any trouble, use a stretchy cotton type fibre or something that won't really budge and move too much. But yeah, I'm really excited about this 40s kind of look. Yes, I'll go and take some pictures of the full outfit and the shoes and everything. And the other thing I have to point out is in a lot of the Carmen Miranda clips I found, she's wearing wedges, which, oh, I love me a pair of wedges. So we'll see what I can find to complete this look. I didn't do too much to the eyebrows. They are filled in, and what I've done, and this is something I like to work on anyway, is I have really accentuated the arch. I've even put a little bit of white underneath to really accentuate the arch. It was all about grooming and maintaining. There was probably not too many products like what we have today to help it along, so it was all just about, you know, full and natural. But I did notice a lot of the women had very overplucked, just very thin arches, or very, very arched to a point and then a really thin tail, which is just what my brow does anyway. So, well, that one, not that one. Anyway, so yeah, I hope this was very educational, informative. I hope you enjoyed everything from today's look. It intrigues me how makeup has evolved and developed over the years, how fashion has evolved and developed over the years, and how, you know, social factors like there being a war going on and limitations of things coming in from Europe, and how that influenced everything. What women then had to go and do and change about their lifestyles, and how that influenced everything. Really, really, really interesting time. So yeah, hope you enjoyed everything today, and hope it was informative and interesting. And I really thank you for coming along on the journey with me. I really loved having you here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me what you'd like to see, if it was interesting finding a little bit more about 40s fashion and makeup for you, and I'll see what other eras I can learn about and bring to you. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.